everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren, for those of you who are new to my channel. I lost 38 kilograms in 10 months, and I am going to be, as you can tell from the title, giving you a little bit of a lowdown on what I did and how I got started in my weight loss journey. Just for context, I'm going to insert my before and after pictures here so you can see what I currently look like and what I looked like just 10 months ago. So first I'm going to start with how I got started on my weight loss journey and what kind of pushed me towards my weight loss journey, just so that you have a little bit of that background. So I actually didn't struggle with my weight when I was much younger. I was at a healthy weight, probably was around a medium and a small throughout most of my young adult life until I had my first baby. So I had my daughter 8 years ago, and pretty much from then I've struggled with my weight, which has been, most of my grown adult life, to be honest. So I had my daughter, I struggled with my weight after having her. I did lose some weight at some point, but it was more of a yo-yo dieting situation where I lost weight and I gained that weight right back again. We went through COVID. I think all of us can attest to this. Some people got out being fit and like skinny, and then some of us, myself included, gained so much weight in lockdown because there was nothing really to do but to eat. And when you've already got an unhealthy relationship with food, and when we're going through everything that we were all going through during COVID, and you weren't, maybe you weren't having the best time, you were maybe even, I believe I was slightly depressed during that period of time, you do turn to things, and for me it definitely was food, right? So I gained a lot of weight during COVID, and I actually reached my highest weight that I have to date, which was 107 kilograms, just under 107 kilograms, 106.8 or 0.9 kilograms, which was the highest weight that I've ever reached. Just for context, I'm not a very tall girl. I'm 168 centimeters, so I'm not a tall girl that, can have that weight look good on me. I did not look good at my highest weight, nor did I look good for myself, right? Because obviously we know that weight is very subjective, and also it depends on how your body is set out, how much weight you can afford to carry while still maintaining a look that you personally are happy with, which is what this channel is about, right? Being the best version of ourselves and bettering ourselves and improving ourselves and being happy with ourselves. And that your weight, your goal weight, or the weight that you should be, that's highly dependent on you and how you feel and look your best according to you, not according to what anyone else thinks. So for me, 107 kilograms, because I'm just going to round it off there, 107 kilograms didn't look very good on me, nor did I feel very good. But then I did go on another weight loss journey number 20 probably at this point, and I did manage to lose a little bit of weight, and then I fell pregnant with my son. I had my son in 2023, and then kind of spiraled from there. After having him, I didn't reach 107 kilograms, but I came really close at 104 kilograms before I started this weight loss journey, which I am happy to say is my last weight loss journey, because now that I understand my body and I understand how I need to eat, I do not foresee myself ever going back to the weight that I was previously. So I'm going to help you get to the point where you are confident in yourself, confident in how you're eating, confident in what you need to eat, and that you can also say, this is my last weight loss journey, which is what we're going to be discussing today. So I started my weight loss journey on the 22nd of February. It is an odd day. It was a Saturday that I started, and pretty much what triggered me. So my son wasn't even 2 years old yet at this time. And I saw a picture of myself that my husband had actually taken of me with my kids. I use it a lot on my social medias as my before picture, because this is just before I started my weight loss journeys. And I looked at that picture and I was like, that is not me. That's not me. There's no way. Because I think for lots of us, especially when you've struggled with your weight and you've gone up and down for a long period of time, I feel like weight blindness kicks in, which is something that I will talk about in a separate video, because I feel like it needs its own video. It is such an interesting topic for me, and something that I think a lot of us unknowingly do deal with. But I had not actually seen myself. I really saw myself for the first time. And because I wanted this weight loss journey to be different, I didn't say to myself, let me wait until Monday to start. I was like, I'm starting now. I'm starting tomorrow. I don't care if it's the weekend. And I think that it's good to get that kind of mindset where on a weekend, it doesn't mean that now you're off from, yes, we are off of work on the weekend. Some of us, most of us hopefully, are off of work on the weekend, but you don't take a break from eating healthy. You should not take a break. I mean, as I will discuss as we go further along, yes, we have a treat. Yes, we treat ourselves to our favorite foods. We do eat our favorite foods, so we're not going to hate our lives, but we don't take a weekend off of our eating. Well, I don't do that, and I wouldn't encourage you to do that either. So let's get started with how I actually started this weight loss journey. So how I got started on my weight loss journey, like I said, I started on the 22nd of February, which is a Saturday, and I decided I was going to take a week to reset or to detox my body. Now, I just want to put a little bit of a disclaimer here that I'm not telling you that you need to do anything extreme. I'm not telling you do exactly what I did. I'm solely telling you what I did. If you are thinking of doing something that's like a detox or anything along those lines, I urge you to sign off from your doctor before entering into anything like that. But this is what I did, what worked for me, what worked for my body. I do have a history of doing lots of fasts as well in the past, so I knew that I was fine to fast. I have done extended fasts. I've done up to 7-day fasts in the past, which I'm happy to share with you. I actually, since being on this weight loss journey, haven't done any super extended fasts, but I have done some fasting, which is what I'm going to talk about now when I wanted to reset or kind of jumpstart my weight loss or my weight loss journey. So what I did was I took 7 days. I did a 3-day water fast. I can definitely go at length and do a whole video on the detox phase if you're interested in that, the 7-day detox phase. I did a 3-day water fast. I did a fruit fast, and I also did what I think they refer to as an egg fast. I did my own rendition of an egg fast, my own rendition of a fruit fast, and I did a water fast, which is also, I think it would be categorized as a dirty fast. I don't think it qualifies as a clean, proper water fast, but I'm happy to go into detail about what I did. In that first 7 days, I actually managed to lose around 4 kilograms. And I think for me, in my mind, and which is why I did it, right? Because I think it's a lot of your weight loss journey is very heavily dependent on your mind. Your mind can control so much. And I knew if I got to a point where I lost a decent amount of weight, I was aiming for anything, like 4 or 5 kilograms, that I would say to myself, because I was at 104 kilograms when I started my weight loss journey, that, okay, I'm just at 100, I'm just under 100 kilograms. I am not going to allow myself to go back. And that 100% worked for me. But to each their own, because that wasn't the bulk of my weight loss journey, right? We're only talking about 1 week. You don't need to do a detox or a reset or a fast if you're not feeling like you're ready for it. If you don't have sign off from your doctor, or if you just simply do not want to do it, you don't need to. That was 4 or 5-ish kilograms, and that's just a small fraction of the greater 38 kilograms that I've managed to lose in the 10 months. So that was how I started my weight loss journey. 7-day reset or detox, and then I got started on the meat of all of this, or the main part of my weight loss journey. So that's the next one. So after I was done on my reset or my detox, that was when the real work started. I didn't follow any particular diet. I just want to say that. I didn't go on a crazy, unsustainable diet. I continued eating food, preparing food for my family, and also eating food from the same food. I made some modifications to my food, of course, because I think it's a basic understanding that everyone needs to have, that when you're losing weight, all that matters is that you're eating less calories than what you're burning. You don't want to eat more calories and burn less than what you're eating, because that will mean you will gain weight. And if you're eating the same amount of calories that you're burning, that will mean that you are going to maintain your weight, right? So you want to eat less calories than what you're burning. And I'm not going to bore you with the science behind that, or to tell you that you need a specific calorie counting goal, because for me this time, so I've done calorie counting before in the past, so maybe for me that was also what made it a little bit easier, not actually counting the calories, but understanding how much I need to eat. So what I did was portioning my food. I made sure that I was eating the correct portion sizes. And I will definitely be sharing my days of eating and my meal ideas so that you can have the portion sizes. I don't know exactly how many calories I was eating throughout my weight loss journey, but I do know that I was eating less calories than what I was burning. And that was what made the difference, right? So it was portion control. I ate everything. I still eat everything. I even ate snacks, like when we would get takeaways for the children or for my family, I would also eat the takeaways. And I think that's what's important here. And that's why I'm confident that this is my last weight loss journey that I've been on, and that the rest of my life I'll be able to live like this. It's because I didn't cut out whole food groups. And I don't encourage you to cut out whole food groups either. There are some trigger foods, which is the next thing that I will discuss. Trigger foods are foods that you can't control yourself around. So for me, when I was portion controlling, and like I mentioned, I will share details and give you examples so that you can copy, if you want to, my way of eating, if you find that it's something that will work for you and the kinds of foods that you are having. This shouldn't be an expensive exercise either. I know a lot of the times, and this is what makes weight loss feel so impossible for certain groups of people, right? Like, the cost of living is very high. We are not making, in general, right, as a country, as a people, actually, because I think this is all over the world, the cost of food is expensive. I'm not trying to buy separate groceries for myself than what the rest of my family is eating. I want to eat the same food that everyone else is eating, but I want to understand how much I need to eat. And yes, it will be hard in the beginning. If you're used to having a full plate of food and now you're going to eat half of what you were eating previously, it's going to be new. It's going to be something for you to learn. It's going to be something that's going to be hard at the beginning, but the trick is to stay motivated and to keep going. Consistency is the trick. If you remain consistent, you will see those results, and you will keep going because you're seeing those results, which was the reason I kept going. I think if I was not seeing any kind of results, it was going to be easy to give up. And you can see results in different ways. So for me personally, I do like to weigh on the scale, especially at the beginning of a weight loss journey, right? Because then your scale is going to move. You are going to be losing weight, and it's going to be very evident on the scale. But as you go further along in your weight loss journey, a scale will pause. Your weight loss might not show on the scale, but you will see it with your measurements. So measuring yourself, if that's something that you're going to have the patience to do. For me personally, I didn't. But I measured myself with clothing items, right? So I had clothing items that hadn't fit me in some time. Clothing items that haven't fit me in like 5-10 years. Like, I did not let go of certain items that I really loved, even though they were miles away from fitting me. I kept those clothing items and I would fit them on once a week. I had a pair of pants that I would fit on once a week, and I would see how it would slowly start to fit me better and better and better until eventually it fit me. And sometimes the scale would stand still, but I would see a difference. Something else that I got was, I have, and I still have them now, African waist beads. Oh my gosh, changed my life. You can get them from lots of different places. I live in the north of Johannesburg, and I went to Northgate Mall. They have an African bead store. If you're familiar with Northgate Mall but you don't know where this store is, it's at the Woolworths entrance. If you just walk further down, you'll see it right away. It's near to the entrance. They measure your waist and they tie the beads on you, and it was amazing, because then over time, because they tie it to the place on your waist that you want them, right? So I got them at the biggest part of my waist, further up. And as I lost weight, maybe the scale wasn't showing, but my beads were slowly going down my body, which was crazy. Until eventually you take them off. And then you can either go back there and they can resize them for you. You shower with them, by the way. You swim with them. You do everything with them. They're made of very tough material. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but I think that it's the same material that they use for when you fish, like for on your fishing rod. That's the right word, right? On your fishing rod. I think it's that same type of material, and the way that they tie it, it won't come loose, it won't break until you either cut it off, or you go to them to remove it, or it falls off of your body because you've lost so much weight, which was what happened with me. Because I'm not good at measuring my body. I don't feel like I don't have time for that, which is why this weight loss journey, I think, as you will see with more of when I share more of it in terms of like my food that I'm eating and those kinds of things, you'll see that a lot of the things that I'm doing are like lazy girl tips, for lack of better wording, because I'm not trying to spend a lot of time. And I think that this weight loss journey, why this weight loss journey is sustainable, why this weight loss journey is possible, is because I'm not spending time that I don't have. I have got, like I mentioned in my first video, which I'm hoping that you've already seen. If you haven't, please go and have a look at it. I am a mom. I've got 2 children. I've got a full-time job. I work in corporate. I'm in the office 3 days a week. I have a household that I need to take care of, and I need to sleep as well, and also have some time in my life for enjoyment, for going to gym and for those kinds of things. And for me to be able to do all of that, I can't still spend hours in the kitchen making a special meal for myself. I don't have capacity to measure myself every day or every week to see how many centimeters I've lost. But what I can do is I can have African waist beads that don't take any of my time. I can get on the scale in the morning so that I can keep track of my weight. And those are things that are easy and quick for you to do, no matter what your everyday life is like. So I just want to close up this video by saying that the 3 learnings that you can take from this is that I lost 38 kilograms through consistency, not motivation, because you're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to feel motivated to go to the gym or to get your exercise. I will do a video on exactly what I did fitness wise for my weight loss, but you're not always going to be motivated to do those things. But if you remain consistent despite being demotivated, despite being tired, despite feeling like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, then you will never go wrong. Because I've never regretted doing my exercise, but I have regretted not doing it. So that's number 1, consistency. Number 2, portion control has done more for me than any diet ever has. And I'm speaking as someone who has done carnivore. I'm speaking as someone who has done vegan. I'm speaking as someone who has done keto. And none of those diets have done for me what portion control has. None of those diets were as easy. When you have a lifestyle where you go to family events, where you go to social events, or where you even go for work functions, or just leading a normal life, having a family and having children, or even if you don't have children, needing to grab something quick, a diet will never be sustainable. When I hear the word diet, I'm like, my goodness, I'm going to be eating like I don't know, things that are not normal things for me to have in my everyday life. So portion control. I cannot stress enough how much portion control has done for me. And number 3, weight loss starts when you stop negotiating with yourself. So by negotiating with yourself, I mean sitting there saying, okay, I'll start on Monday. You're not starting on Monday. You're not starting on the 1st. You can start right now. When you are feeling that motivation, the fact that you've clicked on this video is enough to tell me that you're feeling like you want to lose weight. You're feeling like this is what you want to do for yourself. So start now while you still have that motivation, and you get started, because like I mentioned, motivation is not always going to be there. So while the motivation is there, start right now. You will never regret starting earlier, but you will regret starting later. The sooner you start, the quicker before you are starting to feel comfortable on your way up eating, the sooner you're starting to see your results and you're starting to feel happier with yourself, health-wise as well as physically. And I do not think there's anything wrong with losing weight because you want to look a certain way. 100%, I think you should look the way that you want to look so that you're happy with yourself. I know that it's become frowned upon when people say that they want to lose weight because they want to, not be skinnier, for lack of better wording. They want to look a certain way, and people it's kind of frowned upon. And I think that it should not be that way, because at the end of the day, we need to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and be happy with what we see. And the only way we're going to do that is by working on ourselves. So this is why I want this channel to be about self-improvement. It might not be weight, it might be fitness. It might be about showing up for yourself in different ways, or chasing those dreams. I want to be able to motivate you to do anything that you want to do. And I'm going to be doing that by showing you how I do everything that I would like to do. My goal for 2026, and I feel like me saying my goal on here will maybe also keep me feeling like I need to follow through, because I've verbalized this goal with so many people. But my goal is to work on my fitness, to be able to maybe do some kind of a marathon or a race or a maybe even Hard Rocks. I don't know. I want to be able to push myself to get to a point, fitness wise, where I am proud of what I can do with my body, where I use my body to do something amazing, and to actually appreciate my body, because I do fully believe that taking care of your fitness, taking care of your health, is not only self-care in its purest form. And I know people think self-care is taking a bath, reading a book, and yes, those things can be self-care as well, but I think the ultimate self-care is what you put into your body and how you move your body. Those are the two best forms of self-care and the best forms of respect for yourself. If you respect yourself and you want to be happy with yourself, you do the things that will help you get to that point. And that's what I want to focus on this year, my fitness. So if you would like to come along with me on my fitness journey, which I will also share on here, how I managed to build my fitness, if you may be entering a fitness journey as well and you want to do it along with me, let's do it together. Let's work on our health, let's work on our fitness, and let's work on our bodies to be the best versions of ourselves this year.